Here's a picture of southwestern corner of Africa, and we'll mirror it in a second, but let me show you what I just did. Mirrored it once, got that. Cropped it, flipped it, rotated it, whatever. Got that. Rotated it, got that. All that from that to that to that, from that, from that, from this. Start that over. It's a little grainy because it's a screenshot, but this is what the Google Earth image looks like. Mirrored gives it a whole different effect. Anything looking familiar? And all the forms, when you zoom in, are there. It's a spectrum of a spectrum. We got a spectrum of colors, a spectrum of life, and a spectrum of everything in between. Characters close up, cross sections of them all the way through. How can this be? This is a coincidence? Nope. Absolutely not. And my theory is that it was a dimensional displacement of the land, and they literally brought the land through itself, and the land was a giant dragon, and this was done by its own spirit, collectively manifested as something else after it died. And it tells a story of how the top is hot, light, sun, lava, fire, what have you, feeding the middle point, which is us, kind of where that mound is, where that pyramid is in the middle. Then it gets deposited below us, digested, and pushed out to the sides, recirculated into the light. The whole system reciprocates. And this is told in these mirrored images. How it just comes together. Yep. This is where totem poles came from. Wow, that's wild. You know, depending on the angle of the screenshot, these are always going to be different. But it always tells a story of the top feeding the bottom, feeding the midpoint that feeds the bottom, that trickles back to the top. And all the forms just peel out of the last. Sometimes there'll be little versions of themselves pulling away the next layer. And you'd think that this would look absurd on the map, but it really doesn't. It looks mundane. It looks like something anybody would have brushed past. Look for yourself. That's the midpoint. It's not a sphere. It's being hatched out of an egg. Cosmic egg. Always an egg. Always. Look, Fabergé up on a podium. Always an egg. It's all about harvesting the fertile essences of life. Yeah, this is wild. Kind of looks like Pokemon characters. I really hope the resolution doesn't take a dump on YouTube, because this looks great on my screen. It's a little grainy. And that's just mirrored one way. You can mirror it 4 different ways and get different effects, different stories told. Different characters manifest, always similar though. But every angle, every picture tells a different story and is slightly different from the last. Do the overview here. Ascending downward, being processed, being blasted back upward to feed the top that feeds the middle. Going the wrong way. Sometimes going fast allows you to see the whole picture a little better. You know, I noticed this mirroring effect probably a year and a half ago now, and I never realized it was all like this, so I mean, I definitely noticed there was something peculiar, to say the least. But this is nuts. Not a coincidence. Not a simulation either. Programmed reality. There had to be parameters set for this to occur. Life had to exist. Hold on. There we go. Wait, no. There we go. No, that's what we want. Looking like a totem pole all the way down. Different characters. Different forms. Very cool indeed.